Shop Titans. Dragon Invasion.
The mother of dragons.
Hey, it's Free Falcon here, and today we're going to be going over the Dragon Invasion inside of Shop Titans. So, it's overall pretty basic. So you have these different waves. So you have an assault wave where you send out your fighters, and they need to be equipped with troops. This is on a timer, and we have so many different ones that happened before. So we assign the party, supply the troops, and then we defeat dragons as a clan to get rewards. And you can see that there's different amounts of stuff that's contributed based on what you put in. And it's ranked. So we're fairly low on the ranking here, just because we haven't actually contributed the second row here. But also they've probably just thrown in better stuff. I just threw in what I had. I unfortunately did not prepare well for this event, but we're going to go over how to prepare for the future. And you'll see that each dragon has a reward that it gives, and the predominant one that you're going to see throughout this here is going to be the dragon marks. And this is what we're going to need to get our stuff up above 15. And also you can use it to speed up your builds if you're low level, and 15 is kind of a pipe dream at the moment. But you can see that, each dragon gives an increased reward, and then typically at the very end you get a big chunk. I think at some events you even get an actual blueprint, which would be cool. And then you can see that we get a pretty good amount of shards in this event, and we usually get a pretty decent amount of gems. And it's different every time, so it's not the exact same. But we will get some void chests here as well. So that's good. So looking at the troop gear here, which is going to be one of your predominant ways that you are going to be able to up your stats here. And you can see that there's 4 different categories of weapons, body armor, miscellaneous armor, and accessories. And you can see here that each of these items give a different amount of value. And these are pretty low, so we're actually going to try to craft some stuff up, or maybe even purchase some stuff if we need to, in order to fill that so we can contribute a little more. And now we'll kind of go over
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
how that works. So as you can see, this is a little older. This was last updated mid of last year. So there's probably a lot of items that are kind of sporadic in here because they come out with new stuff pretty frequently. But you can see that each of these, here's the different categories: weapons, body armor, miscellaneous armor, and accessories. And you can see their base points. This is unenchanted and it doesn't have any quality. The red ones are the premium ones, which meant either you're having to buy these or get them through some event. The kind of sort of yellow, I'm sure someone's going to correct me on the color here, is your chest blueprint. So this is what you pop from your chest. You can see typically at the top stuff is all going to be your premium and chest, or chest. But some of them there's not a huge difference. So you can see this isn't super far. So if you don't have these, it's not the absolute end of the world, but it does start adding up pretty decent. So you can see we go from 768 to 1176 on the weapons. So these weapons matter the most as far as the points. If you're going to be contributing the different qualities, you just times that by these. So if you're putting in a yellow shield, you would time that by 1.25. So we'll just kind of do that. So this one times 1.25, And for some reason, it didn't give the value. I'm not sure why. I don't know. But anyways, you kind of get the gist there. And then flawless would be 1.5. Epic would be ×2, and legendary ×3. Though I wouldn't be suggesting to throw out at least these. Maybe the greens, they're not bad, but you'll probably get better value using those. Now your enchantments, you get different points based on what tier they are and what sort of benefits you're giving. So if you're giving attack, you have one basis of what it's going to contribute. Defense has another basis of what it will contribute. And then HP has another one yet. And there's a formula here. So you take your attack for the item, times it by 0.8. You add your defense of 1.2, times that by 1.2. And then you take the health benefit and times it by 5. And then you're going to times all of that by 1 plus your evasion bonus and 1 plus your critical hit bonus. And that's how these numbers are created. So that's why the red ones and the yellow ones, they're higher because of the stat bonuses that they inherently give. So you can sort of guess where you're going to be by throwing these in, and if you throw in ones that boost additional stats, that's going to change it as well. And so I don't actually have any of these top ones here. So the highest yielding one I actually own is the Epidioramtang. I don't know how to pronounce that sword here. So it produces 1034, which is the same as the Power Flipper. So these are on the same level, and 13 below that. But we are 142 beneath the gift wrapped rifle. So ideally, in a perfect world, if I had the resources, I would obtain this one, right? Try to get this lost plate, because we're going from 612 to 720, which is a pretty big bonus. That's 108 difference. So here, this is 105, and this one is 106. So it looks like we're pretty much the same. I think the difference is there's just so many more. If you look at the amounts, I believe the weapons are hands down quite a bit bigger. So yeah, you have a pretty large margin of just having more options for specialized weapons over the other items there. So as a test, this is a T-Rex Buster. It's one of the newer items that I received. Let's take a look at it. So we're going to go into our crafting, open this up, and let's look at the stats here. So we can see that it has 930 attack and 266 defense. So if we drag our item over here, we went ahead and did 930 attack, 266 defense. And then we just put in our equation here. So we took the attack, times that by 0.8, added that to the defense, and times that by 1.2. We didn't have any health added in, no evasion, and no critical change. So that didn't factor into the equation at all. So that gave us 163.2. So if we come in here, and now let's go into our contributing here. So if we look at the Rex Buster, it is 163. So that math pans out. So what we'll do is we'll just Come back over here, and we're just going to add that in. So then we're going to be moving on to the Airship crew. So you can assign 5 different players here. And so we can rank them by power. So let's look at what we got here. Most of our strongest ones are out on missions, so we're going to probably wait for them to come back. We can go ahead and throw Aragon in as 1, and then we'll probably just wait. I think we still got some time here. Let's see. Yeah, we still got 13 hours for prep time, so we got quite a while. But as you can see, each one of these will give a total amount of time or power. So let's throw that in there, and you can see we get 3294 power. And then we can give boosters here. So all of the top level boosters, regardless if they're mega power, loot, gold, or the XP boosters, they're all going to give 15% boost. The cannonballs, which are your purchase effects, they give 30%. So this would be the ones that give you the most amount, but I don't typically find it worthwhile. You can pretty easily finish the missions without it. I use these XP boosters typically, and you can see that each one of those bumped it by 15%. So you can see bonus just off on this one gives 494 bonus, right, which is 15%. So I assumed that the airship power was going to be a percentage of the actual power of the hero. So I did a little bit of experimentation. I found that Argon, mine is pretty weak. It has 38,603 power, and I got 3309 airship power. So it was about 8.5%. But then Ashley came in at about 9.1%, and then Yami came in at 8.5%. Now the 2 heroes that I tested, they both came a little over 6. So the Beowulf guy, he came in at 6.8%, and Athena had 6.4%. So I'm not entirely tracking exactly what it is, but it looks like your actual champions are going to be between 8.5% to 9%, and then your heroes are going to be the 6 to 7%. And I'm sure there is some sort of differential of how that's broken down, but I am not sure at this time.